I've got a little bit of a problem. Okay, I've got lots of problems, but this particular problem is I'm starting to run out of toilet paper. I'm getting so desperate I think I'm going to have to consider extreme measures. And the next door neighbour's cat's looking tempting.
Here, kitty, kitty. Kitty! 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 Go, sod it!
So the way this came about, most people believed that the toilet paper for Japan is actually produced in China. And because of the coronavirus and how they're really bad at the moment, maybe we would run out.
People just went crazy buying bulk toilet paper, tissues, kitchen roll, even sanitary towels. And even though they were told it was fake news, they continued doing it.
So a lot of the shops are actually doing this thing where you can only buy one per person, which is going to help, I think. So anyway, let's talk about the virus and how it's affecting Japan now.
Now, according to this website, there's been 3,385 deaths all around the world, 6 of which have been in Japan, which doesn't sound like a lot compared to China, but it's still a big concern. This is a breakdown of the worst affected areas in Japan. Hokkaido's got the most with 83, followed by Aichi with 57, then it's Tokyo with 52, then Kawagawa, where I live, with 34. The ill-fated cruise ship the Diamond Princess, which is in Yokohama port, has 696 confirmed cases. I haven't included its figures for Japan because it's kind of like its own isolated area.
Many places have closed their doors in an attempt to ride out this virus.
Disneyland and the Studio Ghibli Museum are just a couple of the attractions that have closed for the next few weeks. So Mickey says you can't get in? You can't ride in Totoro's cat bus?
Universal Studios in Osaka has also closed, so you can't go back to the future. Oh no, cringeworthy, sorry. But all joking aside, tourism has taken a massive nosedive in Japan. I went to Kamakura last week. It's a beautiful little city very close to Yokosuka where I live. Now I didn't really notice any difference, to be honest, but a cafe owner told me there was substantially less people in the city. Tourism in Japan is a massive industry, and this great drop in numbers could be really devastating to the economy here. I work in an English language school and my company's decided to close for children. Now this has come at the same time as the government's decided to close the schools in Japan. Now I don't think all schools have closed, but I think the majority have, and they will probably remain closed for the next month. It's really bad timing because the Japanese academic year finishes in March and thousands of students will be having their graduation ceremonies, which is a massive event in their lives, and it would be such a shame if any had to cancel. A massive worry here is whether they're going to cancel the Olympic Games. Japan have put their heart and souls into these games. And it would be a devastating blow if they had to be cancelled, not only to the economy here, but also just to the spirit, I guess, of Japan. Japan's Olympic minister has stated that they could postpone the games till later on in the year, that they've got the right to do that. And the president of the IOC has also stated that the games will go ahead.
Following a very comprehensive discussion today in the executive board, the IOC remains fully committed to the success of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
But I can't help but worry about the Olympics. Well, about Japan. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe 6 deaths and 360 odd cases of infection is a relatively small amount compared to the 126 million people that live in Japan? So maybe I shouldn't be worried. But this virus is moving so quickly. Every day there's new confirmed cases. And this fear, this worry can make people act in very unpredictable ways.
There was a news report recently of a ramen restaurant that shut its doors to foreigners just in case they gave the virus to other customers, which is crazy because most of the people who are infected in Japan are actually Japanese.
This next clip is of two Japanese men arguing on board a train. Now we've blurred out their faces to protect their identity. It appears that one of the men was coughing and sneezing without a mask, and the other man took umbrage at this, and that's how the argument started. So this is normally quite unheard of in Japan. People here are normally quite conservative and like to stick to themselves. But you can see how this fear, this worry about the virus is making people act in, unpredictable ways, such as arguing on the train, banning people from ramen shops, or bulk buying toilet tissue.
Not that I'm bitter or anything.
So what am I going to do to stay safe? Well, I don't think I'm going to be wearing one of these masks. A doctor friend of mine said that they don't really stop the virus. The virus is too small and can just pass through these types of masks. But they are useful to prevent you sticking your fingers in your mouth. One of the biggest ways of contamination is through touch. If you touch something that's contaminated and put it in your mouth or rub your eyes, then you can catch the virus. So the best preventative really is to stay clean. And the BBC have created this really useful educational video to show you exactly how to wash your hands.
Take some soap, create a lather, clean the back of your hands, in between your fingers, the end of your fingers, your thumb, again your palms, your wrist and the top of your hand again. Rinse the soap from your hands. Turn off the tap with the tissue to prevent cross-contamination. And then you discard of the tissue into a bin.
Throw away the tissues afterwards. Oh, I like to keep them as souvenirs. Though turning off the tap with the tissue is probably a good idea.
And try to avoid touching anywhere where lots of other people have already touched, such as like the handrails on board trains or pianos. And if you do touch something like that or have this desperate need to play the piano, just make sure you wash your hands afterwards. In fact, refer to my little video clip earlier if you have difficulty in washing your hands.
So that's the end of my little video. I've got to use the little boy's room, so I'm going to say goodbye. I've got my local rag, so I'm going to be alright now. So, see you later. Trivia time. Can you name these movies from these famous movie lines? If you can, stick them in the comments below. Comments below? Trivia time. Can you name these movies from this... Trivia time. Trivia time. Trivia time. Can you name these movies from these famous movie lines? Trivia time. Can you name these movies from these famous movie lines? If you can, put them in the comments below. Bloody hell. Trivia time. Can you name these movies from these famous movie lines? If you can, stick them in the comments below. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, lollipop, lollipop. Boom, 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 boom. You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, who else you talking to? Talking to me? Dadas!
I need your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
Thank you.